Talk rock and roll.
This is Rockin' with Jam Man. It's with Voltagehawk. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing great, man. Thanks. How are you doing?
Good, just chilling.
Uh,
Oh yeah, I just graduated this week, so I
Congratulations. What grade did you graduate from?
fourth grade.
Oh, man. Going to junior high, huh?
Oh, fourth grade.
Oh, going into fourth grade.
Oh no! I passed fourth grade. I'm going into fifth grade. I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, man. Man, you guys rock. I was listening to your new song today, Neon. Today, I just could not stop playing that stuff, man. It just like could have slipped my head. It was like it's like this. I wish I could get away from you. I could, but I can't.
Dude, thank you so much. Yeah, we had a lot of fun playing that one, and I'll give you a little behind the scenes that nobody knows because they haven't asked. But I'll tell you, that song wasn't really even going to be on the album. That was like a jam that we had that we just bands do. They jam at practice, and it was one we always warmed up with, and it like we just couldn't get away from it. It was always so fun to play when we were jamming and practicing. So it started to be that thing you couldn't like not put it on the record. So we recorded it, and it's been like everybody's favorite when we play it live. Just a nice, huge monster song. So thanks for listening, man. I'm glad you dig it.
Thank you. I I have to say, man, you guys sound like Clutch to me.
Yeah, that's definitely like an influence. I think like that kind of vibe is definitely our thing. I think a lot of people say Clutch for sure. Um, I don't listen to a lot of Clutch. I know Dan, our singer, he listens to a little bit of Clutch. Um, but yeah, that's great company to be in because Clutch is an incredible band, and they have paved the way for like heavy rock bands in this kind of like vibe. So much love to Clutch, dude. Yeah, they are like the godfathers of this sound. So that's a huge compliment to be even in the same sentence with Clutch.
So let's get back to Neon.
Yeah,
So it's about a trans-dimensional sex worker on the cosmic highway.
yeah.
Ever ever think about calling it alien suit as in prosty?
Yeah, an alien dude. Yeah, that's a cool thing. Think we tried to like stay away from a little bit of the word prostitute. We went with like sex worker. Did you watch the video at all?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just this trippy character that we created with my collaborator and my video muse, Kenzie. She does a lot of stuff for us on video. And I was like, hey, I envision these floating hot pink lips. You're like this weird space alien floating through space and time. There's a spaceship on the cosmic highway, and then we'll tell the story. And so, it started as this kind of fun idea, and then 50, 60 hours later of me making that video with little graphics and stuff, it was like, here it is. It looks awesome. Yeah, man, very, very weird. But we got 16,000 views as of today. We're on our way to 17,000 in just a week and change here. So people are digging it. We've been getting comments from like Australia, Venezuela, Japan, China. So like everywhere around is loving this weird transdimensional alien toot.
I really dug Straight Razor as well. What was the song? What was that song about? Intergalactic pimps.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit of a theme. I think Straight Razor, um, the the song are all kind of about just what songs are about, real life human stuff. And then as you go a little further into Voltage Hawk, there is this like comic book space thing happening. So the songs are kind of like about things, and then they're also about the story, and it kind of goes and goes and goes. So what Straight Razor is really about is about our lead singer's wife, Angie, who is just like tough as nails, awesome chick. But it's kind of that tough love idea of like you kind of doing the rock and roll thing, maybe not being good to your body, maybe not being good to your family and people around you because you're doing crazy stuff. There are those tough love people that will keep you honest and say, hey, man, I'm not dealing with your stuff. You know, I love you too much to let you ruin your life. So that's what Straight Ridge is about, is just that tough chick in our lives that keeps us, on the straight and narrow path, man. But when the comic book's concerned, Straight Razor is really the main character, Nav, in our comic book. And you will meet her soon in some other songs and the comic book that will be coming out shortly after the album's out. So, yeah, it's about tough love stuff for sure.
But seriously, this is all a part of a concept album, Electric Thunder.
Yeah, it's all part of it. So, like I said, the songs are all kind of just songs. Listen to them, put them on a playlist. You don't have to listen to the whole thing in order. You don't have to listen to the whole thing as a concept album. But for people that really dig that like the old concept album structure, kind of like digging in, listening to a whole story front to back, cosmic uh, tale of this character Nav and her journey. It's a heroine's journey, and it's just a huge story of space cowboys and villains and heroes and mech suits and adventure and bad guys, good guys, the whole thing. So that's kind of what we're doing on top of the album. So to the listeners, dig in, listen to the songs, just take them for what they are, or you can go a step further, and it's a whole thing. And there's art, and there's a story, and there will be a comic book. So yeah, man, a big old concept album. We kind of are afraid of that term sometimes because it scares people off. They were like, "Oh, great! Now I have to spend an hour, and there's all." No, you don't have to do that.
Ah,
You don't have to do that, but
okay.
you can if you want.
Okay, I was just gonna cancel the interview if he said yes. I'm kind of
Yeah, no, man, you got to listen to all 7 hours of the story, and it's
one of
an
those
opera.
guys. I'm one of those guys. So yeah. All right. Yeah, we could have just ended it there. I just could have said, you know what?
Fair enough, bro.
You.
Fair enough.
Yeah. How did you come up with it and the full story about?
So the story kind of came a little bit out of Dan's mind. We recorded a song on our first EP called Almighty Dollar. And when we started thinking about what that song was about, Dan kind of based it on this dude, Sergio, and that was based on a character in his life. And Sergio kind of kept being this like guy. He was like a getaway driver. He's in the desert. He's got something in the trunk of the car that he's got to get to the other guy, and he's kind of like a hitman. So we kind of started thinking about that dude, and it was like, well, man, what's the whole story around this guy? And so it kind of created this idea that he met this girl along the way, and then like her dad works for NASA. He was part of the space program. There was hidden alien stuff, Area 51. He picks her up on this adventure and like is getting her through the desert. And then that's kind of like our timeline where we live, the 80s, 90s till now. And I was like, that's Dan's story. He's actually writing an entire novel on that chunk. And Sergio's kind of his main character. So I was like, hey, Dan, can I jump like 200 years into the future and take these characters and see like what they've become like in the future when we're all like flying around and in space, and like going to Mars is like going to Walmart. And so I just started writing, and I wrote with Dan. We got into the room and we started kind of working, and we've always loved comic books, and we love Star Wars. We love the never ending story, Stranger Things, all that nerdy stuff. So we're like, man, let's write our own fun, crazy stories. So that's really how it started, was just this random character. And then here we are with all this artwork and crazy space stuff.
Your next song is Failed Rentry, and it comes out Friday. Is that right? And it comes
Yeah. Yeah. Failed Reentry comes out Friday. Super excited.
All right, so you guys are just big sci-fi guys, right?
Yeah, I would say sci-fi fantasy. Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's get into your backstory. How did you meet? How did y'all meet? At like, did you just meet at the Comic Con in line to meet some guy from Star Wars, like Anakin? Yeah.
Uh, that would be a way cooler story. I met Tyler at a show. I had just moved to Nashville. I was here for only a couple weeks. I didn't know anybody, so I was like, "Oh man, there's this awesome show downtown." It was Mastodon, Kerveller Talk, Baroness, and I think that was it. Yeah, Baroness, Mastodon, Kerveller Talk. Anyway, awesome metal show. I'm hanging out with the guy that I had met. He was cutting my. It was my barber, the dude that cut my hair at the time, and he was like, "Hey, meet my friend Tyler." We stood there. We were watching Mastodon. We're like, "This is awesome." He's like, "Hey, I play bass. You play drums. Maybe we should jam." It was just like that. That was it. And then he came over to jam, and we got along, and it was just like, "Hey, let's jam again sometime soon." Then like 6 months goes by. I don't see the guy. Um, and I was jamming with other people, and then I went out to my band at the time went out to another show, met Dan, the lead singer. He was in another band, and I was like, "Hey, dude, I like your style. I like what you're doing. Maybe we should jam." So we started jamming just for fun, not trying to be in a band at all. We were all in bands. Everybody had a band already. So it was just like dudes hanging out, jamming. And then all of a sudden, like songs were happening. And it was like, well, uh, I have a really cool logo and a really cool name. Do you guys want to kind of like record this and make this a band? And now we are a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's the very short version.
I was just messing with you, man, about the Star Wars thing. I was.
Oh no, dude, we that was like after. Then when I met Dan, we became like best friends, and it was like, oh, what's your favorite movie? Oh, Never Ending Story. Oh, cool, that's my favorite movie. What's your other favorite movie? Star Wars. Oh, cool, my favorite movie, Star Wars. So
I,
like we had all of us love old school toys. We love the comic book stuff and like anything vintage toys. We love, you know.
yeah, that one of the scenes from Never Ending Story got me a little sad. No, get out of the mud, you dumb.
Dude, we all have all this trauma. Our text, yeah, we talk about it all the time. It's
I
so sad, bro.
yes,
So
of
sad.
course, man. So, are you excited for the Dune remake coming this fall?
Yeah, I was actually just at Target and I saw some toys. And I was like, "Oh, cool. I get a little bit of a sneak peek into the costume design." I think like dude, the that's always been one of my favorites. Dune is my favorite. Um I like base a lot of my inspiration off of Dune stuff. Such a weird the David Lynch one's so super weird. The Jodorowsky's like version that never got made. I have a soundtrack for that. That movie didn't even get made. I have the soundtrack for it on vinyl. I'm excited for it. I think the cast looks great. I think the costumes look awesome. Space worms, sandworms, you know, what can go wrong? I think it's going to be great. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fantastic.
Do you like the first version? Do you like the David Lynch version? Do you get it? It's like weird, right?
Yeah,
But it's so good.
yeah, just like this is weird, but
Staying in a cod piece, dude.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, have you played any shows since the world opened back up yet?
Yeah, we just did.
Oh,
We just played Springwater here in Nashville. It's the oldest like standing business in Nashville. I think maybe in Tennessee. Very old building, very cool little punk rock club, and we played the grand opening weekend for that. So we have played a show, and we just booked a couple more. So we are getting back to it after the world reopens. Yeah, but we've got one down so far.
any plans for a summer tour?
Fall tour. So the album will come out right in the middle of fall. I'm not going to say the date yet, but middle of fall. And then we will tour directly after that. and then back into the studio for the next thing.
What is
But
your?
yeah,
Oh, sorry, but what is your favorite memory from playing a show?
okay. So my favorite memory from playing a show, we played a show, and we were at this venue called Bogarts, right? And Dillinger Escape Plan. I don't know if you know that band, famously insane band. I had never seen them play live before. They are like notorious for
He threw.
insane, insane live shows.
He
Um,
he threw a mega group, right?
yeah,
Mega poop.
Mega Poop.
No,
So so Dillinger Escape Plan. So they literally have like warnings, like if you go to the show, like you are going to get hurt in the pit. The pits are insane. So this is crazy. They had, I don't know how they did this. They worked with the venue to get all the lights off before they played. I'm talking like the back, the sides, everything. So before they come out, the whole thing goes black, and I was like, oh man, this is wild, because I've been in that venue a bunch of times before and never seen it completely pitch black. Then they come out on stage in complete darkness. You can't see anything. They sneak out on stage. They just open. First note, koosh, the lights fly on and they just hit into a breakdown. The room did this thing where like the entire pit went and then just like but what crazy thing that I saw was this guy in front of me takes this girl, grabs her by like the hair and the back of her pants, and like just picks her up like a sack of potatoes and launches her. I mean, I'm talking, dude, 10 feet in the air. Because she was tiny and he was huge. He's just like,
what did
she
you do to
flies.
the guy?
No, this is the best part. She flies up over, and like some people, kind of like crash land her. He actually saved her life, dude. I'm telling you, when the pit did this, the guys just came in doing the hardcore dancing and the whole thing. And if she would have been in there, she would have been a goner. So he picked her up and tossed her out of the way, actually to safety. And I'm serious, man. That's one of the craziest things I've ever seen, because I've never seen a human just get like chucked like that.
I can throw some people.
Yeah, you want to throw somebody? All right.
Yeah, it's a damn it's throwing.
Yeah. So that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
He pooped on stage and threw it in it at the crowd at the show at a show. You know the
Oh
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
He said that the crowd was watching poop all day, so he said enjoy that. Enjoy your poop. Enjoy this poop. How about you
All
got
right.
covered in this black substance?
Hilarious.
Look it up. You got to look it up, dude.
All right.
That sounds
I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna Google that later.
Write that down immediately.
I'm doing it. It's on my little notepad right here. You're seeing it.
What is your worst memory from playing a show?
Worst memory. Uh. Um. I got hit with a monitor in the middle of a song. That's a pretty bad memory. It was like on a stanchion, and I was playing, and the stage was shaking, and the monitor tipped over and just clocked me, hit me in the shoulder and arm in the middle of the song. And I kind of like, it was leaning on me. And so I kind of had to finish the song halfway with this monitor and thing crushed on my shoulder. So that was a that's the first one that comes to mind. Nobody's ever asked me that question before. That's a good one. Good interviewer.
Thank you. What is next for you?
Failed reentry on Friday.
Okay.
Then 4 weeks after that, a super surprise banger song. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you an exclusive. That's like the cool thing about having interviews, right?
Yeah.
I can announce our first. I can announce our next single with you. Nobody's asked, and I can tell you what the next single is gonna be.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, next single is gonna be "Ballad of a Starship," and if you go digging, that song exists somewhere on YouTube and other places, and you can kind of get a vibe for it, get excited about it, and it will be out Can I tell you the date? Is that even going to be cooler?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
I'll edit it out though. I'll just have it.
7/23, Ballad of a Starship. Okay, and
Okay.
it's going to be this awesome. In this is no surprise if you've seen us live, or you go find the video because it exists. Very cool song about Star Wars, uh, and fathers and sons. Anakin and Luke. So very cool spacey song, and the artwork is epic. And you will get your first look at the character we were talking about, Nav. You'll get to see Nav for the first time ever. So very excited to. That's what's next, and then albums out, then tour, then to Chicago to record another 5-song EP called Hard Work. We're gonna work on that, and then that'll be out after that. Just do the thing, keep making music and releasing songs. That's what's next.
Sweet man, thank
And
you.
a couple shows in between here and there too.
How do my followers start following you?
Instagram is really cool because we do a lot of stuff on the gram, and then TikTok. Dan does TikTok. I do Instagram. We do Twitter and Facebook and stuff too, but we're on there a lot less. So hit us up on the gram and send us a message. We always respond back. And then yeah, TikTok, Stitch, and all that stuff. We're always putting things up to play with. So come and hang out with us on the internets.
All right. Well, thank you for being on my show, man. I hope the next time we talk is at the backstage at one of your shows, dude.
Thanks, Jam, man. Thanks for having me, man. Great interview.
Great. Thank you. Great interview as well.
All right.
Have a good one.
Talk soon.
Bye.